To you and me, to me and you. A simple toast, but what seems like a sweet, intimate moment between a long-married couple hides a quiet tension. Something is off. Something unspoken is simmering beneath the surface. This is Midwinter Break, the 2026 adult drama directed by Polly Findlay, based on Bernard McLeverty's 2017 novel. It's a story about love, faith, regret, and the quiet battles that can linger for decades inside a marriage. At the center of it all are Stella and Gerry Gilmore, two Irish exiles living in Glasgow, Scotland. Stella, played by the extraordinary Lesley Manville, is a devout Catholic. Gerry, played by the brilliant Ciarán Hinds, is a man who drinks too much and avoids confronting the past. On the surface, they appear content. They live comfortably, follow their routines, and raise a son who is now grown and far away. But something has been hidden for decades. The movie opens with a flashback, a violent, terrifying event in Belfast during the Troubles. Stella, heavily pregnant, lies on the ground, bloodied and shaken. Her unborn child's life hangs in the balance. A miracle happens. She survives. The baby survives. But that moment of terror leaves a scar, a secret that Stella has carried ever since. Fast forward to the present. It's Christmas time. Stella watches her husband Gerry relaxing in his chair, cocktail in hand, oblivious to the tension in their marriage. She knows their life is comfortable but stagnant. Their love exists, yes, but it's quiet, routine, almost like two pieces of matching furniture. Then, in a moment of boldness, Stella acts. She surprises Gerry with a Christmas gift, a trip to Amsterdam, first-class tickets, a luxurious hotel. She hopes this getaway will reignite something, shake the routine, and bring them closer. And so the couple departs, leaving Glasgow behind for the canals, cobblestones, and quiet winter streets of Amsterdam. At first, it seems like a normal vacation. They walk the streets, sip drinks, enjoy the scenery. They laugh, they share jokes, they toast. To you and me, to me and you. But what happens next changes everything. As Stella and Gerry settle into Amsterdam, the film slows down, letting us observe every nuance. Polly Findlay's direction is deliberate. Each glance, each pause, each shared meal is loaded with meaning, and yet something is quietly off. Gerry seems content with the familiar, a good drink, a comfortable hotel chair, and easy conversation. Stella, however, is restless. She's haunted by a promise she made decades ago, a bargain with God to protect her unborn child during that violent night in Belfast. She feels she has failed in her devotion, and now this trip is her chance to confront it. She wants more than just sightseeing. She wants spiritual closure. They visit the Anne Frank house, a sobering moment that reflects on history, survival, and choices. They walk through Amsterdam's hidden corners, quiet churches, and even its famous red light district. Every location acts as a mirror to their relationship, beautiful, layered, but filled with unresolved tension. Meanwhile, Gerry doesn't understand. He dismisses miracles. He scoffs at religion. His faith lies in comfort, routine, and frankly, whiskey. Passing through this world with you, he says, that's the real miracle. And yet, Gerry's own habits, his drinking, his avoidance, create a silent rift. The couple jokes, teases, and shares quiet intimacy, but the tension grows. Stella's spiritual crisis, combined with years of unspoken trauma, begins to press on Gerry. No one expected what happens next. One evening, after another routine day, Stella decides to confront her past. She tells Gerry about the promise she made in Belfast, about the life she feels she owes to God, and about her desire to dedicate herself to a more devout existence. Gerry is stunned. He has never fully understood the depth of her faith, nor the trauma she endured.
Their love remains, but for the first time in decades, their differences threaten to feel insurmountable.
As the trip continues, Stella takes Gerry to the Begijnhof, a historic district in Amsterdam that once housed a Catholic convent. She imagines a life there, a life devoted to God. But the reality is different. The buildings are now mostly apartments. The spiritual promise she seeks doesn't exist in the way she imagined. The tension escalates. Stella's longing and Gerry's skepticism collide. Their conversations are quiet but cutting. Small moments, a spill, a missed glance, a joke that lands wrong, carry enormous weight. Even more surprising, the film doesn't rely on shouting matches or grand gestures. Instead, the conflict simmers in subtle ways, in their glances, pauses, and understated arguments. Each scene feels loaded with years of unspoken history. In one tense scene, Gerry slips in the hotel bathtub after a few drinks. Stella rushes to help him. It's a moment that could have been comic, but here it reflects years of caregiving, frustration, and quiet resentment. And then comes the airport scene, the emotional climax. Stella finally confronts Gerry fully, laying bare decades of fear, disappointment, and longing. She admits her failings, her regrets, and her hopes for a life devoted to God. Gerry listens, conflicted but deeply human. No one could have predicted how tender yet devastating this confrontation would feel. It's a moment that captures the heart of Midwinter, the quiet, imperfect, deeply human love that survives, but is tested by years of unspoken truths. So what happens in the end? Stella and Gerry leave Amsterdam not fully resolved, but changed. Stella has faced the weight of her spiritual promise. Gerry has confronted the ways he has avoided life, love, and faith. Their marriage hasn't been perfect. It's been scarred by trauma, by drinking, by silent disagreements. But it's not a bad marriage either. The final scenes are quiet. There's no cinematic explosion or dramatic twist. Instead, it's reflective, almost meditative. They share one last look in the airport, holding hands. To you and me, they say. To me and you. It's a toast, yes, but also a question. Can they carry forward, renewed but changed, into the twilight of their lives together? The beauty of Midwinter Break lies in its subtlety. It asks profound questions about love, faith, and commitment without spelling everything out. Stella's devotion challenges us to consider how we honor our promises, while Gerry's skepticism reminds us of the human tendency to avoid uncomfortable truths. And in the end, the film is a meditation on the quiet resilience of long-term relationships. It's about forgiveness, understanding, and the complexity of shared lives. So if you've been thinking about love, loss, or the weight of years lived together, Midwinter Break asks you to pause, reflect, and sit with those questions quietly, just like Stella and Gerry do. If you enjoyed this full breakdown, don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell for more cinematic journeys like this. Trust me, the world of film has plenty more secrets waiting to be uncovered.